Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. Hope everyone is doing well. Before we get into today's video, please do me a small favour. Make sure to drop a like on this episode, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and also, I want to know your thoughts on yesterday's Manchester derby. I didn't end up doing a match reaction yesterday, and I'll explain why in a minute. But before I do that, pause the video, get in the comment section and let me know, what were your thoughts on yesterday's game? Was there any positive signs? Were you happy with the point? Let me know what you think. Now, why did I not do a match reaction? That's the $1 million question, isn't it? I just thought it was one of the most boring Manchester derbies I've ever seen in my whole life. I did say before the game that there wasn't really anything to play for. Obviously, Man United, if Man United won, they were 13th. If Man United lost, they were 13th. If Man United drew, they were 13th. So we had nothing to play for in that sense. You know, the Premier League is done for us. We're not going to get European football. We're not going to get relegated. Maybe we scrape top 10. That's what we're effectively playing for, top 10, which is just, it's not the priority, is it? And I feel like that kind of showed off yesterday. The same with Manchester City. I thought that are they fifth at the moment? Let me double check the league table. I think Manchester City are fifth. Let's check. Manchester City are fifth, and you need to get fifth to get Champions League football. I mean, they're probably relatively confident that they're going to get Champions League football anyway. So there wasn't that much to play for. It felt like a very friendly Manchester derby. There wasn't any aggression. There wasn't really any passion. Does that make sense when I say it was friendly? And I know Gary Neville was talking about that after the game, and Ruben Amorim was asked about Gary Neville's comments, and I don't know. I just thought it was a very timid affair for a Sunday afternoon. And I finished watching the game, and I just thought, you know what? I don't really have that much to say about this game, to be honest. There was no goals. There was not really any controversy. There was not really any highlights of it. And so I thought, you know what, I'll just talk about it tomorrow morning, i.e. today, and see what everyone else thinks as well. Like, you know, were you happy with the performance? Do you think it was a good game? I mean, obviously a draw is a draw. We beat Man City at the Etihad, didn't we? So this season we've not lost to Man City in the Premier League, which I guess is something, but we are still 13th. So, I mean, I'm kind of fishing for positives here, aren't I? By saying it's a positive from this season that we didn't lose to Man City. What this does mean, though, is we pretty much mathematically can't get relegated now, which is, I guess, positive. So we're on 38 points. Ipswich are on 20 points with 7 games left to go. So there's 21 points left to play for, and we're 38 points ahead of them. So, we're 18 points ahead of them. So we're pretty much unrelegatable now, which is, I guess that's a positive to take away from it. But obviously overall, all the focus now is on this massive game on Thursday against Lyon. I mean, that game's huge, absolutely huge. If we were to win that game, then go back to Old Trafford, like we have to win that match. It's as simple as that for me. It has to be a win. There can't be any other option. Otherwise, our season's over. I mean, our season is over in relation to Premier League, FA Cup. Obviously, we went out of the League Cup. But we do still have this chance here to save something. You know, we have a chance to save something. We have a chance to potentially turn this season into a good one. Which feels crazy to say considering how bad this season's been. But if we were to win the Europa League, obviously we then get Champions League football. It means our summer window will be completely different. So I'm still holding out hope. Obviously, all of our focus has to be on that game. That's probably why yesterday's affair was slightly more timid, because I feel like, you know, they probably just thought this isn't a priority for us. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we perform in that game. It'll be interesting to see what players are involved. It'll be interesting to see whether Colby Mainoo's back, because there is a fair amount of people who we're still waiting to see back in action, aren't we? You know, Harry Maguire was out yesterday. Will we see Maguire today? Yeah, there's lots of stuff to discuss and lots of stuff to consider. So hopefully we get this win on Thursday. Obviously, Lyon are not an easy side. I don't think it's going to be a very difficult test for Manchester United. And the thing which kind of scares me the most is that, you know, say we got a point against Lyon, are we really confident we'll go back to Old Trafford and win? You know, Old Trafford isn't a fortress anymore for Manchester United, which is one of the biggest concerns. So yeah, we'll see how that all progresses. But let's see what people are saying in the chat this morning. Fred says the football future in Manchester is not looking good after yesterday's game. Fair enough. Dean says we're going to win the Europa League and we've sorted our defence out, and in the summer we'll sort our attack out. Yeah, I guess that is one positive note there. We're not conceding goals as much as we were before. Al says, I read that Dean Huijsen has a release clause of 50 million. What do you think about that? Not a priority, but he is good. As you say, I think he's a good player. I agree with you fully. And if I was to sign a centre-back, he'd be the one I'd go for. But I just don't think we have 50 million to spend on a centre-back, really. You know, we need a striker. And if we're telling people we don't have 60 million to buy Osimhen or Gyökeres, apparently, then how are we going to find 50 million to buy a centre-back? You know, I just don't see it. And I think Manchester United have to go and spend big money on a striker this summer. You know, we need to go and get that 60, 70 million pound striker. That has to be the priority. We're not scoring goals. That's 2 games now where we haven't scored a goal in the Premier League, back to back. 2 games in a row. I mean, that's not good enough, you know? And can we blame Amram's system? I don't think so. I think it is literally just that we don't have quality players in those positions. To have not scored a goal in the last 2 Premier League games, that's a concern, I think. I mean, arguably you have played Nottingham Forest and Manchester City, who are 2 of the better teams in the Premier League at the moment. But still, to not score a goal, that's poor. I mean, we did beat Leicester City 3-0 and we did beat Real Sociedad 4-1, to be fair. But, I mean, let's be honest, both of those teams are not on the same level as Man City and Nottingham Forest this season, are they? So, you know, it's all relative. You score 3 against Leicester and then you come up against tougher opposition and you can't score. So we desperately need to bring in a striker. Talking of strikers, the links to Tyler Dibling have heightened this morning. And the reason for that is because Southampton have obviously been relegated officially yesterday. So Southampton are not in the Premier League next season. And Manchester United now are trying to get themselves a bargain on Tyler Dibling. Now, I think Tyler Dibling is a good talent, just like I think Liam Delap's a good talent, but I don't think we're really in a position to be... I don't know if I'd call them luxury players, but I'd call them high-risk players, you know? Like, we have lots of up-and-coming young players. You know, we have Chido Obi, we have Lenny Yoro, we have Kobe Mainu, we have Dorgu, you know, even Højlund's only 21, 22, Garnacho's 22, like... Ahmad's 22. We have so many young players in this team. And the thing that we're really, really lacking is experience. Casemiro and De Ligt are probably... I mean, yeah, Casemiro definitely is like the only real senior experienced player. We spoke about this before. Like, Bruno Fernandes doesn't have that much experience. He's only won, I think, like 2 trophies in his whole career. Like, that's not very good, is it? You know, there's younger players who've won more trophies than that. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what experienced players we go for, but I definitely do think we need a mixture of young players and experience. But in relation to Tyler Dibling, the news this morning is obviously that Man United are back in for him. Obviously, Southampton have been relegated. People are saying they're going to have to sell players. I just think the amount of money that's going to be involved with Tyler Dibling just makes it unattainable for Manchester United. You know, you're hearing 60, 70 million pounds types of money being floated around. I mean, that's just ridiculous. There's no way he's worth 60, 70 million pounds. He might be worth 60, 70 million pounds in a few years, but at the moment, he's probably worth, I don't know, 20, 30, realistically, based on what he's achieved so far. So yeah, that's my take on that. But obviously, I'd be very interested to see what you guys have to say about that. Do you think Tyler Dibling to Manchester United would be a sensible deal? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Very interested to see what you guys all have to say. But let's see what the comments are saying today, actually. Al says, what do you think Tyler Dibling's role would be in a Ruben Amorim team? That's a fair point. Very fair point. You know, he's not going to play at wing back, and he's not a central attacking midfielder. So where does he play? Is he going to play as a striker? I just don't get it. Yeah, exactly. Do you see him as a striker? I mean, I guess so. Like, where else was he going to play? Pete says, can we score against Newcastle in the next league game? Who knows, mate? Who knows? Somebody says, I doubt we'll do any better against Leon. Fred says, will Amorim's system be his downfall? I mean, defensively, I think Amorim's system's pretty solid. You know, we're not conceding that many goals anymore. So I think, like, defensively, we're improving, which is a positive. But offensively, I don't think he has the right players in the right positions. You know, we don't have wing backs. We have Patrick Dorgu, but he's 20 years of age. He's still developing. In a few years, he could be a very good player, but at the moment, he's still developing. We don't have a right wing back. We don't have any central attacking midfielders, really. I mean, Mason Mount's back now. You know, we have wingers playing as central attacking midfielders. It's just a mess. We have a striker in Xerxes who says he's not even a striker. We have Højlund who has scored 1 goal in 18 games. So I think Ruben Amorim's system can definitely work if he has the right profiles and the right players. But if he doesn't, then it probably won't work, you know? But you could say that for any manager. If the manager doesn't have the right players in the right positions, like, their systems aren't going to work. They can't perform miracles, you know? Remember, Erik ten Hag scraped a lot of wins with moments of magic, you know, with crazy moments. So you just have to remember that it wasn't, you know, we weren't at any point playing like beautiful football under Erik ten Hag. It was all like pretty average, let's be honest. So yeah, that's my take on that. But obviously, let me know what you guys think about that one. Next story I've got for you this morning is about this Argentinian Wonderkid. I mean, we're always linked to these South American Wonderkids, aren't we? I mean, this same kind of story seems to come out like every single day. But yeah, the headline this morning is that apparently Manchester United are trying to sign another Argentinian Wonderkid. Oh, great. Here we go. Another young player. We got some news on Sancho as well, actually. So the guy's name is Ian Subari. I mean, I'd never heard of him until yesterday. The thing with these types of stories, it always just makes me think, like, who's given this story to the media? What is their intention? Is it the player's agent? He is a winger. He is only 18 years of age. He plays in the Argentinian league for River Plate. He's got 1 goal this season in 7 matches. I'm going to be honest, I'd never heard of him until about an hour ago when I was doing my research for the show. But that doesn't mean he's not a good player, obviously. I don't watch South American football and I don't know that much about it. But, I mean, great. I like the idea of signing young players from South America. It's something that we don't really ever do. We always wait until they get their big move. You know, you think Lisandro Martinez. Why did we not find Lisandro Martinez before he went to Ajax, you know? Why did we not find, I don't know, whoever, Anthony, before he went to Ajax? Like, we always wait until they get a big European move and then we sign them for crazy amounts of money. So, I mean, yeah, great. If our scouting network is now looking in South America for young players, I think that's exciting. I think it's positive to see that our scouting network seems to be working a little bit further afield, because otherwise it's just like, you know what I mean? Like our scouting network previously was just like, me or you could have scouted better players, I feel like. It was just so obvious. It was like, oh, let's just sign a big name player for loads of money who doesn't fit the system and wants 300 grand a week, and let's just go with that. You know, that was the system. Shirt sellers. Let's see who's going to sell the most shirts. That was the system. Whereas now it does feel like there's a little bit more of a system in place where they are actually looking for, you know, younger players. So, yeah. And obviously, as somebody says, he will be cheap, which is, you know, a positive, isn't it? Obviously, to have a cheap option. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that story. Do you think we should be going for that player? Is it somebody that you think would be worth going for? I mean, it's very low risk, potentially high reward. Even if he comes and he doesn't do very well, then it doesn't really matter, does it? So, yeah. Right. What position? He's a winger. Oh, he plays as a winger. Right. Okay, right. Let's move on from there, though. Let's move over to Jadon Sancho. So we've got some more news on Sancho this morning, and it's not particularly positive, to be honest, but I'm going to read it anyway because it's a news show. So Fabrizio was saying this morning that Chelsea will decide in May, which is next month, whether they want to sign Jadon Sancho permanently for 25 million or send him back to Manchester United for 5 million. So it doesn't seem like they've made their decision yet. I don't know what like the definitive factor is on why, you know, like I don't know what's going to make them decide. Is it if they get European football? Is it, I don't know. I personally don't want Jadon Sancho back at Manchester United, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat this morning feel the same. Like, for me, Jadon Sancho is done at Manchester United. He should not be here anymore. Yeah, let me know what you guys think, though. Like, do you want Jadon Sancho to come back to Manchester United? I assume there's very, very few people who want him back, right? For me, it's 100% no. But there might be some people who want him back. What else have we got in the chat today? Somebody says we need to sign a midfielder. Yeah, I think I've spoke about this before. My kind of priority positions would be a striker, a midfielder, a goalkeeper, a right wing back, probably a central attacking midfielder, a centre back. Before you know it, I'm signing a whole team. Those would be kind of my 6 signings: a striker, striker number 1, then I'd go with a central defensive midfielder, then a goalkeeper, then a right wing back, then a central attacking midfielder, and then a centre back. Like, I think that's what we need. 6 players. And I don't mean like 6 young players who might potentially be good in the future. We need like, you know, six players who are going to just walk into that team, you know? Someone to replace Casemiro in the midfield, someone to replace Højlund, someone to play at right wing back instead of Dalot, someone to replace Onana, you know, another centre back to compete, and then another central attacking midfielder probably to replace Garnacho. Like that should happen. But whether it will or not, I would be very surprised if it does. But oh god, I'm tired today. I'm going to wrap the video up here, people. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today. I will be back tomorrow morning at the same time. Have a great day. Enjoy the sun if you're in the UK. Don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. This has been Daily Red Devil, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye for now.